All right. So this thing keep doing that. So make sure we good. We good. All right. And we're talking about failure in today's world is almost, I don't want to say, I can never speak for everybody, right? But I'm very observant and I observe and I watch. And I don't have any kids of my own, but I've worked with a lot of kids as far as, being a teacher, a coach, and and just, people my age, adults, I observe, I watch. And you have some people who aren't afraid to fail. You have some people who are afraid to fail. And you have some people that fall somewhere in between. And most people fall somewhere in between, depending on the activity, depending on the task, right? And the question is, how did we learn how to, in a sense, be afraid of failing? Because I'm not sure we were kind of, in a sense, born with that same program. Because we all know, even through, like I said, if you observe, and kids are our biggest tools. And if you have kids, you can watch your kids, babies, you can watch the babies. And how, in a sense, because of the way we live life, we instill our fears as adults onto the next generation, which is the kids, you know. And if you really, like I said, like watch a baby, I like to use the fail for the fail first attempt in learning. A baby, when a baby has the urge to walk, the baby doesn't quit. The baby will fall, get up, fall, get up, fall, get up. And if you took that experience and you watch that experience and you input that same mindset, right? That same mindset to an activity, or a skill. And I like to say activity or skill, right? So right now, I'm coaching track and field. And the two skills would be throwing a shot put, teaching kids how to throw a shot put, and teaching kids how to throw a discus. And once the kids learn, they all want to throw it further, or a little bit further each time they pick it up and throw, especially after a competition, after losing in a meet or winning or whatever the case may be. They want to surpass that number, and I encourage them to surpass that number. But in order to surpass your best mark, your PR, or what they like to call it, right? Your personal, your record, your personal best. You have to fail at it, meaning sometimes you fall out the circle. Sometimes of course, you throw it shorter than your mark, but you continue to fail at throwing, like trying to hit a mark. You continue to fail until you learn the right technique, the right posture, you know, having your head up, chin up. I call it your block arm, right? Coming around, getting that arm out, right? So you have to fail at posture, keeping your head down, coach say, pick your head up. You have to fail at not using the block arm, coach said, hey. So all of these experiences that you're gaining in life, you're failing, right? You're failing, but at the same time, you're learning. And I I don't know if because of the language that we speak, that failing is the right word to even use. Because I like to use practice, practice, perfection, and and what I say is perfection is not, it's all perspective. Nothing is perfect. You continue to strive and strive, and until you get to a point of where you want to be. You know what I mean? So, so if I use, like I said, track and field as an example, you fail until you learn the right posture, the right movements, the right exercises in combination to gain that technique. And it's like that in any sport. Playing football, like I said, I can talk about playing football. We can talk about playing basketball, shooting the ball, missing shots, right? And the analogy that I really like to use, and because you have to learn how to persevere in life to accomplish your goals, to learn skills, to just learn how to be a better person. You know what I mean? You have to learn how to persevere sometimes. And riding a bike, because most people can relate to riding a bike. And in order to ride that bike, you have to fall, right? It's just like walking like the baby. In order to be able to stand on your 2 feet, you have to fall. You have to be okay with that. And my personal belief is that mindset can help you to have that mindset of first attempt in learning. That's what I call fail. First attempt in learning. And your first attempt in learning, meaning like, okay, this is my first attempt in a sense of, I don't say I've been working on building EJ's GEM. My first attempt of building, well, I would say building this platform. My first attempt of really trying to build the platform. Because to be honest with you, I I would just post videos, and I never really thought it of anything, because my whole purpose and my whole goal was just to really put out a message. And my thought process was always, whoever gravitates to the message, then the message would be for them. But my mindset wasn't ever to to chase views. My mindset was to make content that makes sense, that matches, EJ's gem and what I preach, and this self-awareness. And right now and today we're talking about failure, and understanding how to use failing as a tool to elevate your mindset. Because having that skill will help you. And it's not saying that you won't ever be afraid to do something, or and it happens sometimes in life. But you have to you have to be willing to put yourself out there to make mistakes. It's a lot of things that I want to share, but it's more things I do behind the scenes, with what I do with training and different things like that. But with this whole self-awareness piece of what's on the front, or the main front of my website, this is this is really like brand new to me, because I've always wanted to podcast. And I started to, I think it was a couple years when I first started to put the podcast together. And then I really started to watch how people put their content together, and so this is, I would say this is really new to me, because I guess I wasn't really trying before. Now that I had this camera, now I have these lights, And now that I actually have a program that I actually created, now it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because before it was just like, okay, EJ's GEM, guide to elevate your mindset. I want to help you understand yourself. I want to help you understand your mind. I want to help you understand how you function as a person. I want you to understand your behavior. And I would always hang on, my background in, sociology and learning psychology and everything else, but I have, I'm going on this new journey. Let's just say we are going on this new journey together. And at this point, yes, I am willing to put myself out there. I've always been willing to put myself out there. And now, in the new direction that this is turning, my goal is to bring more people in and interview and get different perspectives on mindsets, and different perspectives on different people. And to me, success is to the eye of the beholder. Let's just say that it's like beauty. So I look at a lot of my friends, and I think a lot of my friends are successful people. So the people I reach out to, me personally, I think they have strong mindsets, and I'll leave that up to you guys who watch this on, what you think about their mindset. Okay, but back to failure, right? And I wrote down a few things about failure. It says first attempt in learning in life, we all go through this tool called failure. Yes, a tool. Riding a bike isn't easy. It takes multiple efforts for your mind and your body to calibrate the right balance of weight to ride. I said, go back to being that curious kid, innocent and naive. Babies aren't afraid to make mistakes. Adults are. What do you think? What do you think about that? Babies are strong because they persevere. Baby falls, baby gets back up until baby walks. Fall and fail like the baby. And I'm not talking about the rapper, the baby. I'm actually talking about like an infant child. And I have a quote. It says, time is a master worker that heals the wounds of the temporary defeat and equalizes the inequalities and rights the wrong of the world. There is nothing impossible with time. Think about that. And I believe that was a Napoleon Hill quote. I just like the quote. I may snatch many quotes from many different books or different blogs or anything that deals with mindset that resonates with me. I'll pull the quote and we can talk about it. I'll pull the quote and I'll put it in a guide to elevate your mindset. I'll put it there for you to analyze it, and what does that mean to you? And all right, so I have a quote from an NBA player, Michael Jordan. It says, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games, 26 times. I've been trusted to take the game winning shot and miss. I fell over and over again in my life. And that's why I succeed. Right. So the thing is, you have to be willing to put yourself out there. Saying that, on the website. Guess they gain that champion mindset. But yeah, you have to be willing to put yourself out there. And that's basically what I'm doing with this. The ultimate goal is just like the name of my program, EJ's GEM, a guide to elevate your mindset. I'm here to do that. I'm here to give you tips and tools to help you become who you truly are and who you truly want to be, from understanding how you feel, your emotions, and trusting that. Being able to trust that and going with your gut, not saying that when you're angry, go beat somebody up. Sometimes you just, it's learning that control, it's learning what you want out of life. It's learning what your feelings and emotions mean. And that's very, very challenging. Let's just be real here. That's very challenging, especially as you get older, as you're an adult, you're in, relationships and friendships and everything else. Life has its way of teaching you through experiences, and I'm here to help create that dialogue. Let's say that my because I don't know everything, and my goal is to open up a space where I can have dialogue with people, and we can all have discussions about our transitions in life and our experiences in life, dealing with our emotions and feelings and relationships and confidence and failing and growing from that failure, because that's a beautiful thing, and that's a beautiful thing. And I wish we would create more of an environment where kids will understand that failing is not a bad thing. And I know we have these structures as far as these educational systems where kids get graded and stuff like that, and that's critique, and to a certain point it may be needed, to a certain point it may not be needed, but the information that is being taught, who dictates what is needed, you know what I mean? So we just have to be mindful of what we're doing with our kids and what we're teaching our kids and the examples that we're setting for them. And my the whole idea of this video was, fail, just fail. Just if you have an idea, if and you want to do something, just do it. Just do it. Just go learn. Just go learn and do it. And I can give, a few stories, about, things that I've learned. And one story was, working with Jabari Major Green, and I give big shout out to Jabari. I learned a lot of these things just people, watching the people around, set up their cameras and different audio. We were in radio stations, and big shout out to my godfather too, Serge Joseph, man. When I was a kid, I watched him DJ and do different things like that, and I never thought anything of it. I really, really never thought anything of it. But just to to see this now, I'm willing to go through those hardships and make the videos with the low views, I guess, to get to the one with the high views. But if I rather the journey to get to the high views, if that's the path, is to have substance and give you substance where you gain something, you gain knowledge, or you gain an idea that helps you, like, that helps you get to the skill or learn the skill, or an idea that helps you with your behavior and your attitude, or you know just something. My goal is to help, you know to help you. So like I said, being not being afraid to fail is key to that champion mindset. Not being afraid to fail and putting yourself out there is the key to learning into experiencing life and to experiencing yourself, which I think that's one of the big, you know, one of the big deals is experiencing yourself in life. And I'm learning to understand that I'm learning to understand that I'm learning to understand that that is like one of, I want to say, that's a big deal. Learning to experience yourself and who you are and what you want, because it's so easy to get food. But I don't want to go off on a tangent. I don't want to stick to, you know, failure. And like I said, the goal is to learn. The goal is to move forward and break through. And in order to move forward and break through, it's just like, let's talk about riding that bike. You have to get on and fall. You have to get on and fall to learn. So I'm using my business as an example. So in order for me to learn how to just say gain an audience doing this, I have to fail and put out videos that may get low views. I'm okay with that. But eventually it's gonna be a video that catches on that get high views. You know, I have one video for me, I haven't cracked 1,000 with any video, but I have a video that has like 800 something views. And I just the video had great substance. And that's my goal, to beat that video. And once I beat that video, then I can create a goal to beat another video. And that's the goal. So I'm willing to fail to put out low view videos to, in a sense, learn the skill of setting up my lighting, my sound, the visual, you know what I mean? The content. I believe, honestly, I believe, and I know my audience is not as big, but me personally, I believe my content is great as far as like what I talk about, as far as mindset and self awareness, or understanding self, or health. Um, I honestly believe, because I mean, there's people out there that talk about what I talk about, but I believe I put it in a way where, you know, people can understand and digest. So if you can like, comment, share, subscribe. I usually don't say that. I usually just put a little thing down there on the screen because I don't remember. But as I watch other people, like I said, the goal is to, you know, reach more people, because if I want to help, is the best thing to do is to reach more people. um i see I see people say like, comment, subscribe, hit the smash the like button, share it with all your friends, you know what I mean? So I'm willing to go through all of that hardship to be able to put out the main message is to love yourself and be yourself. And what, no matter what, and I'm gonna say it again, no matter what, love who you are and love who you've become. Because if you don't, you can change it. Because like I said, we all go through that roller coaster of life. That was a long one. That was a long one. Let's do it again. Because we all go through that roller coaster of life. So why not have a guide to elevate your mindset? Gem out.